what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, and they/them, welcome to another episode of the It's What We Do podcast. I am Hen, here accompanied by your co-host John, because Hen did the intro. Okay, today, say hi, John. Hi.
Doesn't matter what my name is. You can't tell me what to do.
All on this lovely day, this very special occasion, we're covering the best, the peak, just absolute cinema. Wouldn't you agree?
Are you trying to like flip roles where I think you're thinking what I'm thinking and you're thinking what I'm thinking?
No.
Okay.
I'm kind of just like being sarcastic right now.
Oh, I wouldn't have been sarcastic. I'm a very serious person, so it's different. We're talking about the cinematic masterpiece of the peak of the DC Snyderverse era thing you would want to say. The Flash. Starring the one, the onlys, Ezra Miller. And Michael Keaton, and then Sasha Calle.
The Ben Affleck.
Shout out Ben Affleck. The man, the myth, legend as well.
Gal Gadot.
That was a cameo. If you want to do that, Jason Momoa too. Shout out Jason Momoa. We still need to get his vodka. And I know how you're sarcastic.
I kind of have not. Okay, so I liked the movie, but I don't think it was like on like Spider-Man across the universe, across the Spider-Verse level. Just my opinion though. That's just my opinion. You can hate me if you want. It's just my opinion, and that's your opinion.
And I do.
And that's your opinion, and that's
okay.
It's
my right to hate you.
That's okay too.
It's my God-given ability.
Well, it's my left to hate you also. So
yeah,
there it is. But
I do actually have love.
I do have quite a few things to talk about with this movie. It was pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
this movie was like walking in. This is the kind of movie I had to put myself on track. I was like, don't get excited for it. Just it's me a movie kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have James.
And it was.
Huh?
It was a movie.
Definitely. You cannot deny that for sure. Full feature length film. And, a little hype came around. Everyone's saying how great it is and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, going to the theater, like, it all started coming back to me because it's like this movie was supposed to come out like 10 years ago kind of thing, or original slate, a different version or whatever.
They were working on it during COVID.
Shout out COVID. And I think even though all the pushbacks and all the things and stuff like that, it came out kind of in a good time, though, like to end this kind of error kind of thing. And to have Flashpoint, it was very convenient. Maybe this was the grand scheme of things.
I believe it is, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. You say you had some thoughts?
Well, okay, so first let's talk about the movie, right?
Okay.
You know, Flash meets his younger self because his dad's on trial, right? First and foremost, his dad is on trial.
Shout out Henry.
Because they accused him of killing his mom, which we all know didn't happen, but in a way
because I did.
Yeah, in a way to prove that he didn't kill his mom. You know, he goes back in time to put the tomatoes in her and to put the extra tomatoes in the cart and everything, and then messes everything up. You know, it just messes everything up. It just makes things even worse.
Mm-hmm.
We get a glimpse at some time a monster, which turns out to be himself, which I kind of figured.
Yeah.
And yeah, we get to see what happens when he messes with time, and then even Batfleck even mentions that they would be irresponsible of him to go back and try to change that. But with Barry, there's no change in his mind when he's like thinking about doing something, especially if he can save his mom and his dad.
Yeah, but then also the way he thought about things, though, he was just like a loophole. He thought he could find that loophole kind of thing. Because he was like, maybe I'm not going to directly, but all I got to do is put a fucking can tomatoes. That's all I have to do.
Like as far away as possible.
Yeah, didn't talk to him, nothing. And that's a nice little loophole that he tried to find out. And then, I'm so sorry, just one joke that I heard the Weekend Plan talk about. The Ben Affleck, he goes and says, he was like, the scars make you who you are, because Barry was saying about, like, I can even save your parents. And he fucked up things so bad that it changed who he was.
Yeah.
So just like, motherfucker, I told you not to change things, and now it messed up his whole existence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, more on that later is what I want us to talk about also. So, yeah, so he obviously changes that to where his mom, obviously not in his timeline, in a different timeline, he creates a different timeline where his mom is alive, his dad is alive, but at the sake of Earth. So it kind of just ended up being kind of a thing where it's like, it's a canon event. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke because I was noticed it's like in Spider Verse they had like the canon
because there's
event.
so many fucking like back-to-back weekends where there's like, well, not back-to-back weekend. Was it back-to-back?
Yeah,
No.
it was back to it was
No,
was
we just had Transformers. Then
Spider-Man,
Flash.
Transformers, Flash.
Yeah, yeah. I guess technically the theory about the Transformers being a multiverse too, or like different timelines. So yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's funny though because he created another timeline where his younger self was about to go to college, and then the same day he got his powers, and then like maybe the next day they were all gonna die, because the Justice League didn't exist in that universe. It was only
Yeah, the timing of that.
old Batman. It was old Batman, Michael Keaton Batman.
Shout out Batman.
And Superman didn't exist. There was his cousin was there instead of him, but she wasn't nearly as strong. I want to say.
I think. Well, also
Actually, no,
she's
she's stronger than him, right?
There's. I know what you're talking about, but then in this one, I think she could have been weaker because she was in the pin the whole time, and like Henry Cavill, if he was in there, he would have been a skinny little frail thing. You think he could have been like that buff kind of? And I think his muscles are for show because there's no reason for him to have muscles either, right?
Yeah, there isn't.
Yeah, but like I know what you're talking about continuities and stuff like that. She's stronger, but who knows about this one?
Yeah, so pretty much the entire premise of this was that Barry kept trying to go back. Even his other timeline self kept trying to go back to fix things, and it took him like a lot of different tries to finally understand that some things are just like meant to be. Like there are some strands in the spaghetti that are, what is the word?
They convulge.
Inevitable, like Thanos said.
Mm-hmm. I
They're-
think also
that
in
always happened.
that metaphor with the spaghetti, I was like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever. Maybe it's because I'm dumb. Whatever, right?
I think it had more to do with, that was like his mom's like best dish or whatever.
Yeah,
It's-
and then he just happened to be cooking spaghetti at that same time. So
Yeah.
just like, well, this is what I have in front of me. Because it's like I like the metaphor that they used in was it in the what's that thing called in the show actually a lot better.
Yeah.
Because they said something about like, or the movie.
Talking
dude.
about the Flash.
Yeah,
with Grant Gustin.
Yeah, or even the movie actually. They say it caused like a sonic boom in time, a sonic time bomb or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Where it pushes everything around it differently kind of thing. Because this one is just saying like it kind of like it's weird. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It, to me, it didn't make sense, but whatever kind of thing. You know, none of this makes sense.
Well, it's just like a, what is the word? It's just a
Plot device.
you can't. I mean, it's just time. No one really knows how it works.
Yeah,
kind
except
of
for me.
thing. Exactly. So they're trying to fix it, and then even in that timeline, Superwoman was dying every time, and Zod was winning every time because he would extract
Yeah.
her blood, and she was the key to it. And even Michael Keaton Batman was always dying too. There was no stopping that.
Yeah, yeah.
They were both inevitably gonna happen because that world was destined to die because Barry Allen's mom was alive.
Yeah.
So it all really boiled down to, it's the scars that make us, right? Is that what he said? It's the inevitable canon moments that needed to happen for.
crossover.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a crossover, MCU versus MCU DCU crossover.
They had a thing back in the day.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's essentially that's what happened. He couldn't save it. He eventually had to just reset everything, and even then, things were still changed towards the end. Because we saw George Clooney Batman,
Shout out George Clooney.
and his dad was he looked up in that universe. It was different. Obviously, it was like some things changed.
Yeah. I think
Because in his
in a
original
weird way
timeline,
too,
he
though,
didn't look up.
in a weird way too. Because he looked up though, right? But because the filming, no, the strip of like evidence, that camera thing was always messed up. Like it wouldn't have changed things on his end. Like he would have still went to prison. I think that was interesting, right? Because it's like only Bruce Wayne did it the day before, where he saw the new evidence, kind of thing.
Yeah, but if it.
But then also
that
too,
wasn't
if-
like his original timeline because
Yeah.
obviously there's things that changed.
It's like in the show they did a thing where they talk about it's like whenever he break the timeline, whatever, it's like getting the cup, breaking it, and then like you try to put it back together, right? But the cracks are still there, so it's never gonna be the same. And that's what happened in the show. Like small things changed. Most of the things were the same, but small things. And apparently in this one, George Clooney is Batman.
And his dad is not guilty.
Shout out being not guilty.
Because if it wasn't for the change in the timeline, his dad would have been in prison.
Yeah. And then just going on to like
What did you think about the George Clooney Batman, by the way?
in my head I was like, why are we switching out this?
I feel like
Who
it doesn't
brought
matter.
this old motherfucker out
It
here?
doesn't, in the end, it doesn't necessarily matter. It was kind of just like, I feel like it was kind of just like a joke.
Yeah. I hate the people who were so upset about it though, because it's like, is this a guy? Is he the new Batman? And I was like, bro, shut up. No one cares.
No, it's not.
No one cares.
Well, I mean, we heard James. Well, it was true that James said that Ezra's gonna stay the Flash, right? So it doesn't necessarily matter. But then they could also use this to reset everything.
Yeah. And I
But
think
there's gonna be a
that's- yeah.
second Flash, isn't there?
It's rumored. Andy Machete was talking about it. And then we can put a pin in this. Also, he's confirmed to direct the new Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold. It's going to be the new Batman, not George Clooney, and then Damian Wayne.
Is that like a spin-off thing or?
No, this is the DCEU.
Oh, so it goes along with Superman Legacy.
Yeah, this is the whole new universe. This is the
Okay.
new thing. So,
Wow.
and then, like, think about this movie. He dealt with 3 Batmans in one movie. A Supergirl, sorry, or woman, I don't know.
Superwoman.
I don't know what her title is.
She's older than him.
Yeah, but then they always called her Supergirl because, whenever they came and stuff like that, there was like a time differential thing to where he was already grown as man, but then she was still younger and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, and her, oh, and then speaking of her, though, I loved her in this. First and foremost, very beautiful, whatever, right? But then, like, the moment that she stood on top of the Wayne Manor and then, charging up like a battery kind of thing, it felt like this is what Superman is, kind of, or like, the Kryptonian kind of thing where it's like hopeful, God level kind of thing. And it was just like radiating energy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, how protective she was about, like, with Clark, even though, like, she was like, what did you do? And then it was like, whew, that was heavy. And then he goes, like, the infant did not survive. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
They killed him just like they killed her.
Shout out to killing people. And then, speaking, I guess the man of the people of the hour, Ezra Miller. I think Ezra did an incredible job with this, playing 2 different roles kind of thing, and 2 different Barrys and 2 different like stages of life.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it poetically because of how during the time, like, because I think of our age, whatever, right? Even though he's older than us in this timeline right now, at the time of that, but the movie was supposed to come out like fucking like 18 or 19, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like that's the age that we were kind of at around that time, and then it was like that. And it's like one thing I always talk about. It's like I always hate myself, the younger self version of myself. I think of myself as annoying.
Yeah.
So I saw that kind of parallel because I'm just like, imagine hanging around with your younger, dumber self, and how annoying you'll be.
So
but it's still you,
obnoxious.
so you'll still be able to like click. But it's annoying.
Yeah.
And then like the Barry of now, he's so much more mature and knowledgeable about the powers and how to use them and like the science behind it. He was like, "Oh, you have to do this a certain way," kind of thing. And I thought it was so like, this is the Flash. It's like the first time I actually see him as the Flash. Like
Yeah.
he's Barry Allen kind of thing. Like better than Grant Gustin.
Exactly. We knew that though.
Yeah. And like the dual roles, sometimes his face be wonky whenever it's like both
With the
of them.
CGI.
Sometimes, only every now and then it was whenever it's both of them, but I think it was pretty fucking good though. And
Honestly, I was seeing those tweets about all the talk about the CGI before I went to go see the movie, and to me, I just kind of didn't pay any mind because I knew that this movie was supposed to come out a while ago, and most of that stuff was worked on a while ago, just like how it was supposed to come out, and
I'm
so
just
I
like-
kind of just looked at it, I was just like, it makes sense,
Yeah.
so I'm not tripping about it.
and like, thank God we at least got a fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And like this movie, I thought it was incredible, especially like I kind of put it down, kind of thing. I didn't get myself hopes up because it's like I did not want to be disappointed. But then I remember coming into the theater, I was like, man, Flash is my favorite superhero. I forgot about that. And like this movie has been like years in the making. Like I've been wanting this movie so bad for so long, kind of thing. And then I grew out of it, and now I'm just like, oh, I tapped into that right before. Then he links up with his younger self, and then I was like, oh, I'm the Flash. I feel the parallels now, kind of thing.
It was kind of funny because talking about the CG was actually kind of goofy in the beginning when he was saving the babies from the
That was on purpose though.
infirmary.
Well. Mm-hmm.
And then so I went to go watch it with Anna, and then she started laughing with the babies like falling out of the building into the sky, and I was like, "That's not funny. Why are you
That
laughing?"
was pretty fucking dark.
And then,
I was like, oh shit, and like she had the nurse had the baby in her arms sliding down.
and then she's like, "I'm laughing because it looks funny, not because of the moment." I'm just like, bro,
Nah,
I know.
She'll see that in real life, babies falling from the sky.
she'll start laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Raining cats and dogs. Nah, it's raining babies
it's
and
raining
infants.
babies, and Flash isn't there to save them.
Yeah. And then like, I thought it was really goofy though. Whenever he started eating from the vending machine, kind of thing. But it was
I
like
figured he was gonna look for something to eat because he
It
needs
was-
the energy.
you could see the joke, and I liked it because you could see the time slow down, no, speed up. Whenever he was already like down with his calories or whatever,
Mhm.
and then to jump back up, I was like, oh, that's interesting because you could see it like happen like I guess his time, whatever, and like it's like what it reminds me of the fucking X-Men shit with Quicksilver. It reminded me of that, but it was like their own spin on it, kind of thing.
I like the X-Men Quicksilver because someone recently tweeted on about what is the best depiction of super speed in movies, and I think Quicksilver might be one of the best. Even though I know the Flash is like confirmed faster than him, I did like those scenes in the X-Men movies where he was
Yeah,
using
for sure.
super speed.
And like I like too, he kept his own rules. He was like, I can't really move people during like supersonic speed, or they start throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Barry did that to him. He was like, "What did you do?" And he was like, "I just moved you just a little bit," and starts throwing up. And I liked it. He was right there. He was like, "All right, let it out, let it out." And this movie was funny as fuck too.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, and then also can't forget about fucking Michael Keaton. We all knew why they brought him in. The big guns, the big checks that I had to pay to him. That's probably where the CGI budget went to. And I thought he was fucking great and everything.
That's right. I'm Batman.
Yeah. People are like complaining about that time. It made sense because Barry was like, you're, and he was like, yeah, I'm Batman, kind of thing. It made sense. The other one, let's get nuts. I was like, that's fucking stupid. And then
Let's get nuts.
and I liked it just because it's like with him, obviously fan service kind of thing, whatever. But then with the Supergirl though, I felt like that was like, what would have been better? What would you have rather seen, or before
Instead of,
Supergirl?
I feel like she's the only one that made sense.
Or I was gonna say Superman.
Oh, no, I mean she's the only one that would have made sense in that.
In that scenario, kind of thing.
Yeah, because she,
And then it
she
was-
was the key, but
Yeah, but I mean, like, as in, like, to fill in that kind of role, if you're trying to do complete full fan service, the thing to what I've done is put Henry Cavill there, right?
oh yeah,
That's what I mean, kind of thing. But then this is like a new character, even though it's same suit kind of thing, or stuff is a little bit different. But I was like, this was like, I want to see her. I'm hoping that she's in her like the Supergirl movie doesn't come out. I'm really hoping that she's gonna be Supergirl. I think she was great in this and everything.
she was.
I love her.
But if we see another Supergirl, would it be like part of the Justice League universe and not some different timeline?
Yeah. Everything now going forward is gonna be all continuity, and only outliers gonna be the Batman and Joker.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix and Robert Pat.
Raw bad and bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out Batman. And like, yeah, and the suit at first, like before the trailers, I said I didn't really fuck with it, but then over the movie though, it grew on me, kind of thing. You no.
I thought it looked like just a regular Superman suit. Thought it was cool.
Oh no, I mean the Flash.
Oh, the Flash. Oh yeah. And and I thought what was funny when you know how he lost his powers, and then so he let his younger self
I
borrow
wouldn't
the
have
suit.
done that.
But then when he realizes that he lost his power, he just like running all goofily in the museum
I think that's a
or in
nice
the science
callback.
building.
Yeah,
And
because he does run goofy.
yeah, he has kind of like that stylized
I remember.
running.
Yeah, talked about that. Yes, but I like it though because it's different. You know,
Mhm.
it's like fuck you. I don't know how to run, but
When he got serious though, he was actually running normally.
and like
He
I
was
guess
he was like how the Flash actually runs in the shows, the animated shows.
or one thing I thought about too. It's like because it's like Flash, my favorite hero. We used to run cross country track and stuff. I remember, you know how he would do those takeoff moments where he would be like,
With his leg up in the back,
I used to do some shit like that. In
he would have
track.
his leg up.
Yeah, I used to do like not like that exaggerated, but I used to do poses right before I used to take off running whenever I was a kid.
That's so funny. Maybe I'll start training again and then do marathons, and then whenever I'm at the start line, I'll start with one leg on the ground and then
I
one
like
leg
the
in
hand
air.
motion, the hand in the front though. Oh, then I like those little pop up little visors that pop up, pop
Oh, yeah.
down. I thought that was pretty cool. And like at the
Needed.
end, whenever he I liked it too with his helmet. It was like a flickable button. He was like, and you see that bitch just roll down.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny. And whenever he took off his gloves, and especially too, he's quick on his feet. Like he was like just close to circuit kind of thing. And then he thought about it. He did it. Then he started doing it himself. To do it to match up. And whenever he did that, and he had his gloves off, and you can see his watch. I like that too because his watch was always incorporated onto his suit. I thought that was pretty cool. And he had his gloves off, and then the cowl off. I thought that's when he looked the hardest. And yeah, I fucking love this movie. This movie was fucking incredible to me. It made me cry at the end and stuff too as well.
So, with the new Batman, George Clooney being in it,
Shout out George Clooney.
and Jason Momoa at the end, he was not the regular Aquaman that we know, huh?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I wonder how that's going to play in with his movie. And with George Clooney, though, I think it's a gag. I don't think they haven't even cast yet for him because they haven't even cast him yet for the Batman. I'm sorry, the new Batman, the Brave and the Bold Batman.
Mhm.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Superman. They haven't even casted for Superman yet. So I'm pretty sure that they just did him as a joke because they don't have an actor yet for the Batman. I'm sorry. I keep on saying the Batman, but just good old-fashioned Batman, I guess.
For the new timeline.
Yeah, so I think they just did it as a gag.
Oh, so is the Flash in continuity then?
Yes, I think so. I think it's just a joke.
At this point, you think so?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's just a joke. And I'm hoping Ezra Miller continues to be the Flash. And, like, I hate a lot of people where I guess it's important to talk about whatever, right? About, his whole controversies, their controversies and everything going on. But it's like, fuck it. I don't care. It's horrible, whatever, right? But then it's like, because it's always like one complaint I've seen a lot of people have. It's just saying this like, why hasn't DC announced talked about it or anything like that? But then it's like, if it's their problem kind of thing, it's like why tell everyone kind of thing? It's not like we need to know everything as fans kind of thing,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And like, what if they've been going to therapy? What if they went to rehab or whatever kind of thing, and they're new and improved kind of thing? Because it's also like with Ezra, he only went for the premiere or whatever, right? But he could have went off the fucking walls kind of thing, and like gone really off the walls, right? Like how Britney Spears is and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's posting crazy shit all right now, right? But he's not doing that. I'm sorry, they're not doing that kind of thing, right? So it's like, how well we have no idea on how they're doing, kind of thing. So it's like it's unfair for us to judge off of what they're not telling us because it's not our business at all. That's the way I kind of think of it, and also I look at this movie just face value.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then a lot of people, I think they're just upset about the whole, what does this mean? What does this mean in the timeline? What does this mean for the DCE? What does this mean for James Gunn new regime? It doesn't mean a thing.
We're just gonna have to find out.
You're
See
gonna
how
have
it plays out.
You're gonna have to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Then the movie bombed. Which, I think we were all anticipating that though.
Wait, what?
The movie did bad. I think we were all like anticipating it though.
Which movie did bad?
Flash.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did.
When?
Like the opening box office weekend was like only like 65 mil. I want to say.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, I thought you were talking about like ratings.
Oh no.
No, that's good ratings.
Yeah.
But in terms of like sales, I think they'll eventually make their money back. Maybe just
I
not the
think-
first weekend, but
I think this was just necessary though in their like this is like no one wants to see these movies because they don't
'cause
know.
of Ezra Miller.
Yeah, and then they don't know how this fits into the new timeline kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
I love this movie. This movie was fucking great to me. And
And what would you? Oh, go ahead.
and then one thing I could say before we get into the ratings and stuff, that this has probably been one of the best DC old universe movies in general.
Better
And
than
that's
Batman.
no, I'm saying in the universe.
Oh, okay.
And that's not saying very much, but I think it is.
That's true. Yeah.
Like Aquaman, not including, I guess Zack Snyder, but I'll say it's better than Zack Snyder's. Justice League, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman 89 or 80, whatever.
84.
Yeah.
That was garbage.
Yeah, so it's like out of all those, it's like, come on. What would you rate this fine movie that we just watched?
Great.
I rated banger.
I knew you would.
Yeah. I love this movie. I want the flash ring.
That's a cool ring, huh? Has
Yeah.
a little suit in there.
I already pictured it. I could just put it on like this finger right here. I'm like, what bitch?
When he explained the suit and how it worked, I thought it was gonna be like one of those suits where like just like wraps around your whole body, but I didn't think it actually just like shot it out and he just had to get into it real fast.
Yeah, that's how it is like with the comics and
That's
stuff.
funny.
I love that though. It's like, I don't know. Oh, and then one thing I thought was kind of annoying was fucking Iris West. In the show, I hate Iris West. Whatever, right? She's too like. I don't think
Wally West's sister, right?
Yeah. I don't think she puts enough respect on the Flash's and Flash's name in the show, whatever. But whenever she goes, it's like, oh yeah, your dad has his thing tomorrow, whatever, right? Or the appeal. And then she goes, it's like, yeah. And then and then he was like, how do you know this? And then he was like, I thought you were coming at me as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But you're coming at me like professionally. And he was like, I have no comment at this time, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of hoeing.
No, but she did actually just want to talk to him.
Yeah, they went on, or she told him to ask him out on a date. I love this movie.
It was good.
And then like then I thought it was funny with Ezra Miller whenever he's talking to himself, and he was saying that thing. He was like, "Why are you being so mean?" And I liked it though, because it's not like they really started a beef with each other. Because it'll be like other movies would be like, and they just break apart and they have to come back at the end. And even whenever Barry, the younger Barry, started going back in time, fucking shit up, or kept on jumping back, whatever.
Mm.
Whenever he saw his old self, like his older self, whatever, like being like, oh, this is what I'm gonna turn into. So then he saves Barry, and I thought that was pretty cool because it's like he sees he's still good, like he's not a bad person or anything. It's just what could have happened, and then it kind of like he stops at he makes that ultimate sacrifice. We had those good old fashioned cameos. We had Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Oh yeah.
Superman Lives. I thought that was a nice call.
That
Callback.
was funny.
That was a nice callback, and I had no problem with the CGI with any of them. And then a lot of people had problems with the Christopher Reeve thing because
Yeah.
he has passed away and everything. I don't know why people are so offended by it, kind of thing.
I was waiting to see Brandon Routh.
That would have been way better. And then the other thing people are upset about, it's I've seen multiple reviews on this kind of thing, and this is why they were upset about that because Christopher Reeve,
Mm-hmm.
and because they didn't have Grant Gustin in the multiverse thing.
Who cares?
Yeah, I thought that too. I'm just like whatever, because there was like, oh, why they put him in this movie, and I was like, man, who cares? And another thing was I like the shape of the universes, like the Chrono Bulls kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dumb name. But the concept of it, though, I thought it looked really cool. And it reminded me of the Cosmic Treadmill kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a pretty cool concept and new thing that they made for this movie and stuff. So I thought that was pretty fucking cool. And like the universe crashing into each other, to actually see that happening in that kind of way, I thought that was pretty cool.
That was really cool too.
Yes. Movie 10 out of 10. Waiting for the next Flash 2 to be announced soon. Okay. I think that wraps up that movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. I think I'm going to rewatch it too. Now, Johnny boy. Let's dive in some hot news. First and foremost, we had the Craven the Hunter movie trailer released today.
Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Shout out Ellington Buffett as ever.
The Venomverse.
Shout out Venom. Cool, I guess.
And dude's just pretty much like Captain America. Another one.
Captain America.
Just another Captain America.
But at least he merged though.
He does. That he
I
does.
think this one's rated R too. And then he got his powers from a fucking lion.
From the blood of a lion. People were saying, that shit is lame. And then people were saying like, nah, that's cool. It's cool because otherwise he'd just be drinking a bunch of potions. That's how he gets his powers, I think. But
I think if they just didn't tell us this, it's just like we don't have to know. Like, you saw the whole movie. Like, you know the trailer where it lays out the plot. It's like, oh yeah, he had his dad who was like, only the strong survive. He was weak, so we had to leave him. He's making up his accent. He makes up the accent with Russell Crowe, so that's why I'm making fun of it. And then what he grows up as a lion man kind of thing, super high senses, and then he's trying to tear apart his father, and his big daddy is gonna be the villain of the movie.
whatever my dad creates,
I destroy.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, when you asked me, or when you told me about it, I said that it looked kind of mid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the movie's gonna be that good.
Yeah, but we'll watch it, right?
Maybe.
Maybe hold hands during it. Maybe kiss.
Maybe if it. Maybe I'll watch it on $5 Tuesdays. That's it though.
Shout out $5 Tuesday. Or let's see what happens during that same week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had that. It's gonna come out when it comes out. And then a little news that we touched on a little bit earlier that we put a pin in, and we're taking that pin right out. Andy Muschietti is now confirmed to be directing the Brave and the Bold Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
This man's a fucking legend. He directed this fine movie we just watched and stuff like that. And then he also directed the 2 It movies. The first It, solid as fuck. The second It, kind of weak. But that, I think, it was just too much information, too much things happening kind of thing to fit in. And I don't think that was his fault. But the first It, masterpiece.
And now they're gonna bring in Robert Pattinson to be the new Batman in The Brave and the Bold.
Who would you like to be the new Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
Another person.
Okay,
George Clooney.
okay. What time frame are we talking about? Are we talking about like the established Batman that has been watching over Gotham for years and years, or are we talking about like a Batman that's in like barely getting into the game, or a Batman that's been doing it but he's not old?
That's the Batman we're doing. He's in the game, but he's not like Barry, how he is now. He's in the game, established and stuff like that. He already ran through a couple Robins already. So he knows what he's doing, kind of thing. And now he's ready to step up and be a father.
Winter Soldier.
Sebastian Stan. Yeah. Have fun.
You know why I say this? 'Cause I've been watching a lot of Gossip Girl, and he's in that as Carter Basin. And then I think
fuckboying that thing.
Yeah, but he's like a rich little prick, and I think he'd fit the bill perfectly.
Yeah, I could see it. And then his great acting that he does in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing too, I'm really hoping that they flesh out to this that Batman doesn't have to be a depressed, emotional person all the time. Because like with the Batman, I understand this. He was in that phase of his life,
Yeah,
but like he doesn't always have to be so depressed and so like that. He's gonna be broody, kind of like closed off emotionally, but like he has recruited multiple Robins at this point, whatever, right? And he has a big Bat family. That's just how it goes, right? He doesn't have to be. He's not a loner.
no, he's not. I could picture like well, he's too old at this point, but like Leo, like kind of like a Leo DiCaprio, Wolf on Wall Street esque kind of person. I think would be like
Are you talking about
a
that
good
look kind of
Batman.
thing?
Yeah, the look and the attitude.
Yeah, but he just have no abs. No abs.
Yeah. But I'm not saying him. But I'm just saying like someone like that.
Yeah. And in that concept, all you need is a guy who has slick black hair, right? Pulled back and has a suit on. And how many actors in Hollywood fit that bill?
And so Elgort.
Me. I'm not tall enough. No, George Clooney though. George Clooney's short though, so technically I could.
Yeah. Well, Ansel Elgort. Ansel Elgort, you know?
Oh, like how
The Gaijin from Tokyo Vice?
No, I got something better.
What's it?
The guy from the Kingsman.
Eggy?
Yes. No. I don't want another
Nah,
fucking Brit. I
I
don't
was
want
gonna-
another fucking Brit.
I was gonna
I
say,
don't need
really,
another fucking Brit.
Cause yeah, George Clooney's short, but he's like way shorter than that.
No. The Eggy is not short.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Steve, fact check this shit.
Shit. I don't want to check it right now.
Yeah. You're not Steve, so he's like, I don't want that just because it's another Brit. I want a good old fashioned American.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. I would not mind that, even though he wouldn't get it. But yeah, like, have you seen him? He had his own Wall Street movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was okay.
But
no,
no,
actually, I think I was actually too dumb to understand that movie. I watched it as a kid, and you know how they talk about stocks, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
realistically, we'd have to like browse like movies and shows where like there's like kind of like
And
maybe not like young up and coming actors, but maybe some actors that are still establishing
because we need like a 30,
themselves.
a young, fresh 30, like
Yeah.
similar age to like how Batman is, but a little no.
Or like how
Superman.
Christian Bell was.
Fuck
Like
Christian Bell.
Like in the Dark Knight.
Fuck Christian Bell. He's
Nah,
a
he was
bum.
good. He was pretty good.
He's a bum. I don't
American
fuck with-
Psycho was good.
No, that would have been a great time for him to have been Batman.
Yeah, it would have.
Peak Batman. I don't know. Just
Miles Teller. Miles Teller Batman. Miles Teller Batman.
hey, dog, I just
Miles Teller Batman.
I'm telling you, I'm bricked up right now,
Miles Teller Batman, dude.
bro. That's something that's like, yes,
Yes, dude. Yes.
he could, yeah. I would love that.
But that's only if he's not getting Mr. Fantastic for the Fantastic Four.
I don't think so. I'll be fine with Adam Driver. Kylo Ren.
Oh, yeah, he would be a good Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
He's in one of those rumors.
Oh, you know, yeah. Who's the guy who played Dove or Hawk from Hawk and Dove?
Alan Richardson.
Yeah, Alan Rich.
Yeah.
He would be a bruiser Batman.
Or
like, a
also
straight
too,
bruiser
our
Batman.
fucking, if you want to go that route, we still got Brenton as well.
Oh, Brenton Waits. Oh yeah, Brenton Waits.
Forgot
Yeah, how
about
could
that
I forget?
motherfucker.
Yes, I would love to see him as Batman too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miles Teller I think would look good. He just got to slick back the hair and make it not so curly.
Oh wait.
No, I'm
Also
joking.
too, I don't know how. Because keep in mind, you have to do that thing where you cover up the top part of his face and see how it aligns with his jawline. Well, also, I guess it depends on the cowl kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because they have to do a lot of jaw acting. You know what I mean?
mouth.
Jaw. Stiff. Cut you like a razor blade. And then, you know what's be funny? They incorporate his scars because, you know, he has those scars on his face.
Yeah, he does.
And then it'll be like, oh, yeah, he got that from one of his villains or whatever.
Who's the guy that played Batman at the very end of Gotham? It's just like that one cutaway scene.
No one knows. No one even cares. I remember I saw a thing. There was like the live action Batman's in the last like 5 years, and they put him in it. And I was like, I mean, technicality, yeah, sure, I guess. But then,
I wonder how there's a lot of actors out there, obviously. I wonder how these big recording studios, I don't know what to call them, what movie studios,
yeah, the casting agents,
casting agencies, how they find which actors fit the best bill. And, obviously, if you're a bigger actor, you most likely you're gonna be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
But
Or
then
unless they're not looking for one either.
that's true. They could be looking for some unknown guy.
I think that's what they did. Well,
With
not
Superman, right?
yeah, because I think the actor that have up there, that one guy, very handsome or whatever. He's an actor, but he's not like a big actor, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it, they go through hundred. Imagine how many people applied, send in a mission tape to be Superman. Think about how many there were.
True.
How many?
They should get Timothy Chalamet to bulk up like crazy, and then he could be Batman.
And he could. He really could. And he's a great actor. I saw a post they were saying about back
They
in
could
the-
give him that stupid voice modifier that Ben Affleck had too.
He can do the voice though. He can in Dune he was like
Get me a glass of water.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that, but yeah, that's what it's called, the voice.
The voice.
No, it's like that thing where he does like the fears of my killer, and I'll kill it, and I only remain. And like it's like I saw a post they were saying like in back we used to have our super Hollywood stars used to be fucking what was it like The Rock? No, not The Rock. Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, those type of guys. And it's like now we just got Timothy Chalamet. And then someone made a joke and was like, "Oh yeah, Timothy Chalamet, he's playing in Dune, a genocidal warlord, but he's not hard enough." Who do you think that Timothy Chalamet could play in the DCEU?
Nightwing.
Yeah,
It's just pretty much Batman. Anyway.
it's just too easy though.
Yeah.
And then it'll be nice because Nightwing would be a little bit aged up because there's already a Damian Wayne kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like that would make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was up for Spider-Man too.
I can't see Spider-Man.
I could see if he just got a little bit more muscle.
Maybe, but Spider-Man's not that big either.
Just a
I mean, look at Tom Holland. He's really skinny.
yeah, but compared to how Timothy is right now,
True.
because it's like
True.
Timothy's like
Twig.
yeah, like it's weird how skinny he is, kind of thing. I love him. Don't worry, I'm very much in love with that man, but it's just like he's very skinny, and I used to be that skinny too, so I know how that goes.
Oh man.
But I
Forget.
could see him, and then it's also too just got to put him through the training camp. That's all you have to do.
And the chicken broccoli and rice.
Shout out chicken broccoli and rice. And then
Let's get a woke Batman. Let's get like a Hispanic Batman or a black Batman,
transsexual Batman.
an Asian Batman.
All right. Let's go with this. Let's get a very spicy ethnicity.
Yeah.
Let's get one.
Indian Batman.
Okay. What about what's a country right next to India? Like Pakistan. Something like that, right? But grew up in South Africa. And goes by them pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
We're going woke. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then it's not like Batman is bad person.
Bad person.
How else can you make this more juicier? Pansexual?
Yeah, they like it all.
Is that what it means?
It means you're attracted to whatever sexuality and whatever gender, no matter what.
Oh, poly?
That means you
Date multiple
have
multiple relationships.
multiple relationships.
Yeah, those two aren't directly connected either, right? That's the thing that I think so confusing. There's so many
no.
things. It's like, can you be multiple things? And
You
then
can. You can be those two things.
okay,
But those people are kind of. Never mind.
yeah.
I was about to say they're kind of. From what I've seen, they're kind of
I just hate those kind of
without morals. Like, I remember
Oh,
seeing
shit.
this thing where it's like, this guy just seems so unhappy to be with this girl because she knows she's with another like couple or whatever. But
It's-
it's like okay with her, and it's just weird, man. It's just weird. I
Because
can't.
it's like, I think with being poly, right? I think it's just a difficult thing to be in, and
Because people say they love two people at once,
yeah,
or it would
And
be
it's
like,
I've
like
been-
one girl loves the same guy and another girl loves the same guy, and they just live together.
Yeah, and I don't think like to me is like I've been not into poly, but I've been similar kind of poly things, whatever, right? Like you know which one I'm talking about, right? And like it's like to me it was perfectly cool with me, but it's not like I'm stupid woke. But then it's like it seems like a very complicated
I feel like that was
relationship.
different though.
It was, but it's still like I was okay with it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably getting too personal with that, but it's just like it's hard like for everyone to be emotionally like mature enough or in that kind of like mindset for them to be woke to where they're like we just spread the love, baby, kind of thing, you
I
know?
don't think humans are meant for that.
Why not?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Humans are really emotional.
Yeah.
Humans, I mean,
Or maybe the jealousy is just so in tune with people, right?
yeah, like jealousy is a big thing. Like I think with like actual like animals like cats and stuff for example, they just hit it and quit.
Yeah.
If they see a stray cat,
Shit,
they're
I'm a
gonna
cat dog.
they're hitting it and then they're leaving.
Shit, I'm a cat dog.
They're out of there. They don't stick around, bro. They really don't.
Hey, that's why me and Daniel get along.
Yeah, it's just
Welcome to our
weird.
TED Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Ted.
Yeah, what were we talking about before? Let's go back to that. It's weird, getting weird now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We were talking about like who Timothy Chalamet could play
Oh, wow. That's where we started and we came out. How did we do that?
because we were talking about Batman. And I was
Yeah.
trying to get a woke Batman.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then-
There we go. Woke Batman. Indian Batman.
yeah, yeah. And then like oh no, it'll be one of those types that says like yeah I'm Pakistani, but then I'm what's that thing term trans racial.
Oh, that's. Bruh. That stuff is goofy. That's not a thing.
Yeah, no, I'm like no, especially like in general, like I don't care about any of this because I'm just like I don't understand, and I don't think I'm meant to understand either. You know?
Remember, there's this person who wanted to look so bad like a K-pop star, and they even changed their name to Jimin. And they wanted to look like that person so bad, and they died. They actually died because of all the surgery that they had to look like them.
That remind me that happened actually a dude who tried to be Superman. I don't think he died, but like it was a dude from the Philippines. He used to dye his, like bleach his skin kind of thing, and do multiple plastic surgery to look like Christopher Reeves.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a whole big thing.
That's crazy.
See him like him. That
That's
would be
crazy.
perfect. Oh well, technically we still need Superman, so he'll be perfect for Superman, the woke Superman.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Miles Teller Batman.
No, I love that. Okay. Oh. And then speaking of more woke things, we got Velma season 2 has confirmed to be renewed.
Your
And
favorite show?
that show, I have no idea where the views came from. Why is this show getting another season? But I thought the show was okay.
Just probably based on hate watching alone.
Yeah, honestly, that thing it probably boosted a lot. And think about now, how many more people are going to talk about the show because of that? And like, I thought the show was okay and stuff like that. It's not by any means a great show and everything, but I thought it was cute enough, kind of whatever. Because it's like, and also it's just I don't take things seriously and stuff. Like our whole woke talk right now, some people could get triggered by what we were saying, but it's like whatever, whatever.
We're gonna get a bunch of hate views, man, and dislikes.
I wish. Hey, say some racial slurs.
No. No. Balagadu.
Let's put this podcast back on track, I guess. Okay, we got Star Wars. We got release dates for the next 3 movies. They don't know. They didn't say which movie was which, so we don't know. The first one, May 22nd, 2026. The second, December 8th, 2026. So 2 movies that year. And then December 18th, 2027. Sorry. So we still got a lot of time. One of them is going to be that Rey one. One's going to be one with the Mando. And then the third one was going to be I think that's a Tiki Waititi movie, I want to say.
Okay.
So I think that one's, that one's completely one-off kind of thing. One's Rey Skywalker, and yeah. Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's like, hopefully they have Finn, though, back in for the Skywalker, though. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I like Finn.
Yeah. And then speaking of Disney-owned properties, we got the release dates for the next slate. They rearranged a couple things. Oh, it's my watch list. Rearrange a couple things in the slate. The first thing we got coming up, we have Deadpool, May 3rd, 2024. Captain America, Brave New World, August 26th, 2024. Thunderbolts, December 20th, 24. I think that's a show.
Forgot they're coming out with Thunderbolts.
That's a show, right? Or is that a movie?
I think it's a show.
They didn't list off any shows, so I think it might be the movie.
Well, the Thunderbolts is the
Is the show is the one that's gonna be ran by Little Black Widow,
they're
and then it's gonna have
it's gonna have her dad or their dad, right?
yeah, and then Bucky as well, and then Baron Zemo I think is in it as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Ghost from Ant-Man
I think
2.
it's a show. Yeah.
And then we got Blade February 14th.
Oh, I can't wait for Blade, man. I can't wait.
That should
for
have
Blade.
been pushed back. You know they're already supposed to start filming that now.
Yeah,
but
I
it got
know.
pushed back.
That's
That movie has been going through a lot of hell. That one February 15th, 2025.
man. That better be good, man. They better not disappoint with that.
Well, who knows what kind of era we're gonna be in during 2025? I guess, right?
Ugh.
And then we got Fantastic Four, May 2nd, 2025. We got King Dynasty, May 1st, 2026.
Nah, that's all canceled. I don't know if you heard, but Jonathan Majors is out of Hollywood. They're canceling all the Kang stuff. So there's no more Marvel movies. Not for this next phase.
Mm-hmm. You know what would be easier in a way if they just
Recasted everyone.
Yeah. Or just, I mean, him, I guess.
Yeah.
Who do you think could replace him? Me.
No. I was gonna say M'Baku, but he's already M'Baku.
Or you know, be funny. You know the actor that's gonna play Blade,
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali. Just swap him in.
Or just make it Michael B. Jordan, because his Killmonger's already dead.
Yeah, multiple universe and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you know, one thing that'll be funny. You know how there's gonna be Fantastic Four, right? Drop my cigarette. Oh, and also too, I've been having a cigarette in my hand the whole time. It's a metaphor. Whoever they cast as Mr. Fantastic, use the same actor for Kang. Because in some continuities, he's a distant relative of him.
You talking about Iron Lad?
Iron Lad is a young Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's also a distant relative of Reed Richards.
Yeah, they're the same person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like that. I'm just throwing things out there.
John Krasinski, Kane.
He's a bum. He's a fucking pussy. Go back to the office. Sell some paper.
Sell
some paper to make some paper.
Go back to Jack Ryan.
Oh, how's it go? You put what can kill you between your lips, but you don't let it.
Is that the metaphor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to a girl.
Well, it's in between your fingers, so I don't know what you're talking about. There it is.
It's hard to have the
I'll put
cigarette in
this
my
cock
hand
between your lips.
and don't suck it. Does that make you gay?
No, we are woke.
We're too woke for
It
this.
doesn't make me gay.
Did you just assume my gender?
You just assume my sexuality.
You know what's the thing I think is kind of confusing with that? It's like, you know how there's different like, okay, there's
Dang, we're kind of bombing right now. Look, Danny, we put Danny to sleep, man.
yeah. But you
Damn.
know that thing where there's like, and also I'm talking about I have no idea what any of it means. But it's confusing because it's like I want to ask, but I feel like I get people upset if I would ask someone.
Maybe don't ask it then.
I'm okay. No, I'm a dude. No, it's like, you know, there's gender and there's sexuality kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then technically those two things aren't the same thing and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of confusing.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I actually know how. Like, I can actually understand how that.
Okay, make a chart for me later then.
I will.
Okay. Before we bump down, I get 2 beers in me, and then I'm just all getting woke as fuck. It's like, you know what, I got some opinions, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Fuck, what were we just talking about? Who could play the new King? No, Tom Holland.
Nah.
And then I think on that end, I think that's all the news I have. with this MCU slate, I'm just like, it's just a lot of things. At least it seems like it's slowing down just a little bit. No, fuck no. In, I guess it's slowing down. Maybe 2 movies a year. Just hopefully they slow down with the shows. I think that's the thing that got a lot of people burnt out.
Disney.
And then like that whole recent thing about like the multiverse kind of things and stuff like that. How like it's been in like a lot of different movies and like things as well. It's been like it's everywhere now.
I, f- I feel like that's kind of like the new thing, you know? I mean, before it was
Team up movies.
team ups, uh, crossovers, and cameos, and then at one point it was just straight up war movies with
And-
the yellow backgrounds, and then
And then for Arrow, it was just The Rock in every movie.
The Rock and the other guy, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel hasn't been in that many things though. If you really think
Triple
about
X
And
and
Pitch Black and
Pitch Black.
then Reddick.
Chronicles of Riddick, which were
Riddick.
he was all the same person in those 3 movies. I was like, yeah, he was all the same person in those 3 movies.
You know, you had a second one too of the Triple X.
Yeah, I did.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I don't plan to.
Yeah, and then, yeah, obviously you had that era of all I remember is Transformers. Well, yeah, there was a Shia LaBeouf era too.
Shia LaBeouf.
There was a
He was
Shia
in 3
LaBeouf era.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had Transformers and he had Disturbia. I like Disturbia actually. Disturbia was pretty
Or
good.
is that the one where the like
The
peeping out the mirror?
kid on house arrest,
Yeah, yes.
and he has to like save his girlfriend or whatever from his neighbor that's like a killer.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that wraps the news. Time for Gin and Talk.
Oh yeah.
Favorite segment, Gin and Talk. Not John. John.
Hen.
I don't even want to ask anymore, but I'll ask for the fans. What you been up to and
Fan
what you been
service.
watching?
Boy, today I finally finished the 6th and final season of Snowfall, seeing the downfall and the come up, or the come up and the downfall, hence the snowfall, with the cocaine falling. It's like a double meaning. Snowfall, whitefall, the
Crazy
snow
concept. Oh, skiing.
Franklin
in
Saint,
Oakland.
the rise up and the come down. Yeah. Great show. Highly recommend.
How does it end? Does he die?
No, he doesn't die. He's just a bum at the end. Like a literal bum at the end.
Like his dad?
Like no, he's not a crackhead. He's kind of like just like a drunk on the streets by himself. And
Shit.
Leon, obviously he's self-made. Leon's the GOAT, his best friend. He was always smart about his decisions, never let the money get to his head or anything. He's always like calm, cool, and collected, and really Franklin got himself into quite a mess and just ruined everything. Everyone died. His mom killed Teddy, the CIA agent, because she was just tired of it. Because he even lied to her, tried to manipulate her to tell her that Alton was alive because they kidnapped Teddy and they had him hostage and they were torturing him. And he literally lied to her face saying that he was still alive. And then she just shot him. She just shot him because she knew she asked him if he was telling the truth. He's like, no, I killed him. He's lying in the ocean somewhere. And she just shot him. And then Franklin was like talking to Leon about it. And Leon was like, why do you think she did that? He's like, because she lost it. She lost it. All she had to do. He was crazy at this point. All he wanted was like money. He was really money hungry and crazy. And then Leon's like, no, she didn't lose it. She knew what she was doing. She did it to save us from you. Cause if he got that money, he would have been just as bad as he was, because he really did turn into a monster. It's kind of like we saw him from the come up where he was like,
Humble.
Yeah, humble and everything, and then he just turned into like a crazy drug lord, like psychopath.
Would you say it kind of reminds me of Scarface, right? But then the whole time though, even whenever Tony was poor and stuff, he was always a bad person. Do you think that it was really him showing his true colors and it just came out because of the opportunities, or was he the money actually did change him?
The money actually did change him. He
That's
wasn't a
interesting.
bad person before.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good person. I mean, the whole reason that he wanted to get into the game was to help his family out, because his mom was the only one working.
Mm-hmm.
He had dropped out of college. He didn't really have anything to do besides work. You know, he was working at a corner store.
Smart kid. And
He was a
everything.
really smart guy, but you know,
I seen like the first 4 episodes just for the fans.
but the whole thing that happened with his school was that he got kicked out because the financial aid didn't go through, and they were just like immediately trying to kick him out. So he got mad, and then so obviously, you know, like at that point in the 80s, there people were still like more openly racist about things. So you know, the person of color acting out in their office just made him look bad,
Mm-hmm.
and so they kicked him out of that, kicked him out of the school, and because he punched the guy because he was talking a lot of mess.
I do that
And
casually.
then, yeah, and so the reason he got into the game was just so he could help his family.
Mm-hmm.
And it took him a while for his mom to accept the money that he was trying to help her with. But eventually she did, and even got into the game herself with him. But then, you know, it all just went downhill at some point. And it's a really good show. I mean, I kind of just spoiled it. But if you're interested in seeing what happens,
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend it. And then I'm about to start Mayans here pretty soon.
Oh
'cause
yeah, they just hopped on, right?
yeah. And then I also watched the movie the other day with my family. It's called Sisu. I was telling you about it earlier. It's pretty much like the Finnish John Wick in World War II era. 'Cause,
Finish.
yeah, from
Finland.
Finland.
Yeah, no, just like it got me confused right now again. I was like, finish? Like what John Wick didn't finish? My bad.
Yeah, and then he pretty much is like a one-man army killing Nazis, and it's really cool, really, really gory, and I recommend that movie too. It's really good, underrated.
Where on?
And I think that's pretty much it right now, except for Vinland Saga that I've been watching, but I don't want to talk about it yet because I'm not done.
I want to watch that show.
It's pretty cool.
I'll see what's up.
Got the shirt on right now.
Oh shit. Take off your shirt.
No, I got the shirt on right now.
I said take off your shirt. So,
Gin
I-
and talk.
yes. My time to talk. No, I'm kidding. It was interesting. I actually want to watch Snowfall, and I'm happy though that the series ended because I hate watching things uncompleted, kind of thing.
Yeah, if you get too much into it and you catch up, it's kind of like ugh.
And then whenever you get caught up, right, and you're like, okay, I'll wait for the next season, and then you kind of forget. And I was like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the game with him right now.
Yeah.
I saw the movie Only the Brave.
Yeah. Starring
Starring Miles Teller and then Josh Brolin. It's about a group of firefighters. They become hotshots, if you will, save fires and stuff like that. Anyone who's seen trailers and stuff like that or know anything about the story, they all fucking die, right? And like it's
Wait, that's not funny.
the way I said it. I made it seem like a joke. Yeah, so I'll take the blame for that one. And but with that though, it was sad because Miles Teller is one of the guys and stuff, right? And like he's a drug addict kind of thing, but he's trying to get clean for his daughter and everything. Like whenever it's like everything's falling in line perfectly, like the chief, he's like, oh yeah, like the supervisor, sorry, I think he goes by supervisor. He goes, it's like to his wife, who's like, oh yeah, I should be home by dinner. When I heard that, I was like, oh, this is the climax right here. This is the fight that's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
take them all out. And while they were trying to, go down the mount, and they also got barely certified kind of thing as well to be hot shots. Like you had to go through a process of evaluation, and then they all got certified or whatever, 20 or 30 of them, and they're a new team. They fly everywhere for fires, and then with one of the fires, they were there's escape routes kind of thing, but this fire was just moving too fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had our boys Miles Teller on a big rock in the distance. They're like, yeah, like just be on the watch out, whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he was like, okay, this is getting pretty bad, and he's getting pretty close, and the smoke started hitting him. They were like, get out, get out. And he actually got a ride from another group of hotshots, I think. Got rode right back into the on the other side of the thing where it's protected or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the hotshot team was still out there, and yeah, they put their blankets on, kind of thing. They have like the protected thing, but yeah, none of them survived. But Miles Teller did though, and he was
He's
the
the goat.
yeah. But then he was the only one, and like on the thing, he was hearing them. He was like, yeah, like we're blocked in. Our exit route is compromised. and then they were saying like cover kind of thing, and then they were trying to find them kind of thing. And like also too, because the way the fire was handled by other people, it kind of fucked them up. Because I think they got looked over, like they didn't see them at one point. I think early on too, there was a thing where like they've been like, one of the things that they do, they chop on some wood or whatever, or chop on the trees, and then they light it on fire. Just so like it's already burnt, so there's no fire that can go through it because it's already burnt down, whatever, right? Well, while they were doing that, someone dropped water on them, one of the planes, and he was like, "Motherfucker, like, this was our spot, like where we were gonna cause, like, create the border," and then that messed up their plan and like little things like that. And yeah, Marcel was the only one alive, and like, yeah, it was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great story, based off true story and everything like that. I think it takes place like Arizona, I want to say.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was a good thing. And Marcel, as always, as ever, great.
Sounds depressing.
Yeah, I recommend it though.
What year did that come out?
Probably maybe like 15, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was one of those things where I just saw it and I was like, I want to watch. Because it's something I've been wanting to watch since we did our Miles Teller episode.
Yeah.
And then thinking about another thing I watched, I saw The Idol, starring The Weeknd.
Oh, yeah, that one.
And Lily Rose Depp, daughter of Johnny Depp. It's okay. It's very, I only saw the first 2 episodes. I know the 3rd episode has been released, but not caught up yet. It's not bad. It's too early to say how good it is, but you can see the concept, and it's not like nonstop sex kind of thing. It's not like that. And The Weeknd, it's like people are saying it's like, oh, like, the famous line, switch, yeah, that line and everything. If you hear The Weeknd's older music, right, like from the trilogy, he has said way worse things. Way worse things. Like he has a song Thursday where he talks about a girl that only exists on Thursdays to him. The Weeknd used to say that he used to sleep around with women just so he has a bed to sleep in, kind of thing. Yeah, this is not the worst thing The Weeknd has, and of course he's playing the character as well. I'm sure he's a lot reformed now. Everyone just acts like he's just a star boy. He's like, we all remember what he used to be or what kind of like activities he used to take part in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's okay show. I'm gonna continue to watch it and stuff like that. And then the last thing I think I'll touch on is Michael Rosenbaum. He played Lex Luthor in the Smallville TV show for 7 seasons. Came back at the very end as well. He has his podcast, Inside of You. Yeah. And he had James Gunn on it again.
Oh, okay.
For the second time. And this is where a lot of the news came out about the slate and stuff like that. Like they talk about the Blue Beetle is gonna be the first DCU character, and the Superman is gonna be the first DCU movie kind of thing. And then you also talk like little other things about like characters and stuff like that, because they're like close friends and stuff like that. And Rosenbaum was actually in the last Justice League, Guardians of the Galaxy movie. He plays one of the guys, I think the Crystal dude. He plays him. They're close friends, and he's been on the show before. They hang out and stuff like that. So, and then he talks about like his stuff, and like James Gunn, like he's make like one of the movies he had was PG porn. It was like soft porn. No, I think it was a joke kind of thing where it was like bad scenes in porn. I never seen porn before, so I wouldn't know. But so I'm told, like bad scenes in porn where they do like a lead up story, like oh my god, how am I gonna pay for this pizza kind of thing. But that's just the movie, though.
Oh.
And it was multiple clips, and it was done with actors and porn stars.
Bruh.
And he has, James Gunn, it's he's very creative, and he does funny things like that and stuff like that. He did that way back in the day, and they talk about that and, other aspects. His marriage to his wife right now, Jennifer Holland or whatever. Yeah, it was cute. I recommend it. Just if you wanted a little insight on the James Gunn mind kind of thing.
Inside of You.
With Michael Rosenbaum. And he was a great Lex Luthor. And I think he even said, James Gunn, he said right now, he has been the best live action Lex Luthor we have ever had. And yeah, I agree.
Bring him back then.
That's not a bad idea. one of the things that he says too, he says about the he makes a joke. Michael, he makes him milk. He was like, just promise me with Lex Luthor, you're gonna have Lex Luthor be Lex Luthor. You're not gonna have Lex Luthor who's playing another character. And in that moment, you know, he's talking about fucking Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah,
right?
the nerd.
Yeah. And then and then fucking James Gunn agrees with it, right? But then later on Twitter, whenever they're talking about that, someone tweets James Gunn about it. James Gunn says, I wasn't talking about him. I was actually talking about the OG Superman. And I was like, oh shit, now you're going like for someone's head kind of thing.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck. I was like, at least say Kevin Spacey. Like anyone could talk shit about him now. But he was talking about him. He was saying he was a great character and stuff like that. But he didn't embody what Lex Luthor should have been. And I was like, damn.
I feel like that was a cop out though. I feel like that was.
But
a
that's a
cop-out.
heavy gun though, you know?
I
Yeah,
think
agree.
I think
Yeah.
still even then like
Yeah. And then well he also says Superman is one of his favorite superhero movies and stuff like that. Yeah. It was cute. It's been one?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for listening to this fine episode of the It's What We Do podcast. We're your two hosts, Hen and John. We'll be here as ever. We're on all podding platforms. We're also on YouTube. Our ads are It's What We Do pod, Instagram, Twitter. Anywhere you can find us, throw a walk, you can hit us. But other than that, yeah, thank you and big kisses. Well, bam.